everybody, and welcome back to Shop Talk. So today is the woes of the Associated Pro 4. So as you can see, it's somewhat apart. I've gone through pretty much everything. It's roughly 5 months old. I've run, I don't know, maybe 20 batteries through it, I think. And the biggest problem I've had with it would be, I hope you can see this. Try to zoom in on them. Let's see if it can, there it goes, is these bent pins. These are the front A-arm pins, and as you can see, they're both bent. Now, the last time I had this out was about a week or so ago, and we'll get zoomed in there a little bit for you. But yeah, these pins are just like junk. Now, what they did is they're using 3mm pins. Here is the stock A-arm. I believe these are fronts. But the pin goes in there and they bend right at the end. So where they go into these C and D blocks. So a couple of things to report. The other issue I've had with this, let me turn that air conditioner off just a minute. The other issue I've had with this is when I took it apart this last time, I've had it apart twice. You can see what the ball cup did. Now there's the wore out one, and here's a new one. Come on, focus. Come on, you can do it. There it goes. Here's a new one. So as you can see, let me see if I can get the show the difference here. So as you can see, yeah, one is kind of really nice, and the other one is not so nice. So that's the difference. And then it wore the shaft. Now, I don't know what was riding on here, but the shaft got worn a little bit right there on the ends where it goes. Now, the other issue I had is I do have the manual. Okay, now the first time that I had this apart, a little rubber O-ring fell out. And I'm like, that's funny. So I'm looking in this book every frickin' place I can find, and it does not show where that little rubber O-ring went. So part of me is like, well, geez, did it come off of this? Did it not come off of this? So I want to direct you to that page right here and that diagram right there. The rubber O-ring goes on the inside of the ball cup, like so. Okay, so it goes on the inside of this cup right here, but on the back side, which supposedly they say cushions it for, slamming, right? So that's where that goes. However, there's absolutely nothing in the instructions that show that rubber O-ring, nor do they have like a little addendum, because it's a newer upgrade and it's an older manual. They don't have an addendum to where it goes, or that there even is one. The other thing is, I don't know if it's this particular one, but when I was doing the rear, I was going by the manual showing which way this diff goes in, and it's actually 180 opposite from the way it came from the factory. So from the factory it was 180 off from what it's showing in the manual. So that wasn't fun. So they make you buy, for the ball cup, they make you buy this whole kit for like $13 when all you really need is this piece. My gear is just fine. And they give you the other gears. This one here is the rear that the pinion goes on in the motor. So they give you that gear, and then they give you the gear for either the front or the back, because it's using the same gear. So one thing about Associated, they enjoy making you buy multiple things in a bag for no apparent reason. The other issue with Associated that I have, and this is kind of a beat down on Associated today, is I've got an SC7 that I built, and I like it. It's a nice truck. However, let me try to show you. These body mounts, these particular ones here, if you can see if I can show you this pretty clear, the bolt to bolt them in goes in on an angle. You can't find them anywhere. There's no aftermarket ones that have them going in on an angle. And I broke one of these off on the rear. Okay, so what I've done is I put the aluminum ones in there. But to buy just that mount, you've got to buy, you get these, you get this bracket here, you get the bracket up front, and you get these two up here. So you got to buy the whole body mount system just for breaking one of those off. So I'm a little skeptical about the front ones and what's going to end up happening if one of those break. But I'm not spending $14 just to get one piece, so I definitely will change or try to 3D print something that makes it a little bit more worthwhile. Back to these A-arms and pins. As you can see, I've got some A-arms that look really similar to an RPM A-arm, and there's a file on Bamboo Labs website, whatever, that the guy posted these, so I made a bunch of these. I made them in both PLA, PETG, and if you look, I've got these are made out of Fiberon. So I made those out of Fiberon. They work really, really good. The other thing that I did is I created these, they call these pills right here, right? That's where the shaft goes in. So the shaft fits in this pin and fits in that one. And what I ended up doing is I made these for 4mm. I drilled these out in a drill press so they're perfectly aligned. I reamed them out so that they're perfectly smooth and they work. And now I have 4mm pins in the front because I've bent 2 sets of these 3mm already, and I broke one A-arm. Now, as you can see, the factory A-arm is, yeah, this is a rear, so sorry about that, but they're basically all the same. The A-arms are much stronger looking, we don't know yet, right, than the factory one they give you. I don't have a front one, so but anyway, they're a lot beefier, a lot stronger. I have these drilled for 4mm as well, so that way I can, as you can see, the 3mm here is going to be a little bit sloppy right here. But I would think that they would want to update their car to be a little bit stronger, and I think they should go to a little beefier A-arm, and they should definitely go to a 4mm pin. The pins are probably the biggest thing. When I bent these here, I was out at the track, and I was not running it hard. I never did any double jumps. I did single everywhere. Just getting for the feel of the track. We should have some video for you on that here soon, I hope. But yeah, it just wasn't. I wasn't beating on it. I just was driving it single, and those things bent like a pretzel. So I don't know. I think it's a really weak point, and hopefully they can get it fixed. I've spent some money on this. I bought their aftermarket motor mount. I bought the aftermarket shocks. The reason I tore it all down this time was not only to clean it, but I'm also going to their CV axles rather than the other axles. So that was one of the reasons I did that. These have some resistance sliding. These aren't going to have that issue when the suspension goes up and down. So we're switching all that. You can see I've got the back ones already done and mounted and everything else. And I redid the oil in the rear. It was bouncing. You'd go over a jump. or even go up over a little lip where you'd land maybe from this tall, and it would bounce again. So I had to lighten the shock oil up a little bit there. I redid all the shocks. I redid all the diffs. I do like the way it handled and the way it accelerated and everything else, so I used the oils that they recommend, front, middle, rear, and I believe it was 60K, 100K, and 3K, I believe is what it was. So I put that all back in the way it came because it did drive really nice. I just wish they would do that. Now, I sent an email, and I guess the warranty period on these are 90 days, which is pretty ridiculous. I guess, I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave something in the comments and let me know what you think about a 90-day warranty on a ready-to-run car. But I thought, just out of curiosity, I would go ahead and send an email to Associated. The first gentleman I talked to was really nice. He says, well, let me send you a form, and you fill the form out, and then you submit it, and we'll go from there. I said, oh, okay, great. So they sent me a form, and I wrote down, what I needed for warranty. If I could, I would like the shaft, I would like the ball cup, and maybe a pin set or something, right? Just so I have one on hand. The response that I got from them was really, really cold. It was like one line, and it said, those parts are no longer under warranty. I'll do a one-time 50% off and a $10 freight. Well, and that was it. That was all it was. And when I sent them that, I sent them pictures of this. I told them that there's no way that those pins should have bent, and that this was, I don't understand how that all happened. So anyway, that was their answer. So thanks to A-Main, I contacted them and they took care of me, no problem. So, and the funny part is the distributor from Associated, or the guy that they talked to, was the guy that sent me the letter and said very coldly, out of warranty, $10 and 50% off. So in response to him, I told him, no thank you, I will just go ahead and take care of it myself, which I did. And I had already had the parts on order, so I already bought the parts. So I had them coming, I just got them today. So that was the letter was like yesterday. So anyway, got that taken care of. But I just wanted to let everybody know, I'd love to hear comments, what you guys think of Associated. We don't have a lot of Associated in my area, and I was trying to change some of that. And one of the things I commented was I thank him for letting me know how Associated handled customers, and that I'm glad that I didn't get too deep into Associated products, and I might have to look at something else. So if you guys got a suggestion on what I can get rather than this one, and I've got a B7.1, I'd like to probably replace that, as well as my SC7, and I'll go ahead and sell those and get something different. So I'm kind of looking at the Team Losi stuff, and we'll go from there. So anyway, you guys let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this back together, and I may end up selling this, so who knows. We'll see see how it goes. But yeah, pretty sad when you put money into something like that, and I really don't drive and drive my stuff hard, so it's just, I was really surprised. And I would have been okay if he had said, hey, look, you know what, I see what you're talking about. I appreciate you contacting us. Unfortunately, we have a 90-day warranty, but I could probably do a 50% off, and free freight would have been nice. I mean, shoot, if I got them from A-Main and their freight was $2.99. So, anyway, but they didn't do that. It was just really a cold type form letter, almost. Like they hit F3 and it was already had it programmed in there to print that out. So, wasn't really happy about that, especially with the money that I've spent on the Associated products. It's just pretty ridiculous. So, anyway, everybody take care. I will get to work, and hopefully we can get you some racing footage. We've had some rain here the last few days, so I haven't really been out doing much of anything, and I was waiting for parts. So now we got to get moving and get going. So till then, everybody have a great day, and appreciate your time stopping by. Please, for all sakes, leave a comment. Hit a like button. It really helps. I really appreciate that. Lets me know that you guys are at least watching some of this stuff. And subscribe if you're not. So catch y'all later. Bye.